she's getting annoyed about the book, but then because Farah made a deal with we remember the creature at the bottom of the library, she talks to Amryn, finds out its name is Bryaxis,
Reactus.
and
Yeah.
says, okay, I want you, and I'm not asking you, Amryn, you're going to come down with me, you're going to talk to it, and we're going to make another bargain, and we'll say, hey, we're going to maybe help trap you into a form, and then you can walk freely. And he goes, nah, I don't want to do that. I like this place. It's my home. And they said, just give me a window. I just need some light, some daylight, some sunlight.
Because she's just like, yeah, I could let you be free and all this kind of stuff. And like, and she's like, I don't want to. This is my house. I just want a window. And she's like, literally, you just want a window. Yep. And she's like, oh, but I can like, if you let me, I'll just eat everything I can. Like, she's like, only the highborn soldiers. Okay, yeah, until the war is over.
Hello and welcome to the Literary Labyrinth podcast. My name is Leela. I am a nerd for books. I love fantasy, escapism, anything that takes me away from reality.
And my name is Linda, and I don't get much time to read, but I love reading. And I'm just starting in my fantasy journey, romantasy journey.
True. And we are two sisters, one who reads fast
and one that reads slow. How many books have you read this month?
Really bad this month. Really bad in March. I've only read one.
I'm like one.
Look, we're at the same point now. At the same point, yeah. March was not a good month for me, I'm afraid, guys. I just got really tired and just busy with some stuff, and it's just not acceptable. But hey, here we go. Well, anyway, welcome on in to our podcast. If you're returning, thank you for joining us again. We much appreciate it. And if you are new here, welcome on in. We are talking about A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. And this is our part 4. So basically, if you're unfamiliar, what we do here at the Literary Labyrinth podcast is we take a book that we've either both read or are reading together. So for example, this one we're reading together. And we take chapters section at a time. So this is part 4, where we're taking the next section and discuss it, banter about it, give our thoughts and share them with you. So if you want to check out our other episodes for previous chapters of this book, feel free to. We've done A Court of Thorn and Roses and A Court of Mist and Fury as well. But today's is, which chapters are we going to read today of A Court of Wings and Ruin?
So we're starting off at chapter 45, where it's the High Lord's meeting, and we're stopping off at chapter 58. And bit of a heads up, I didn't mean it to happen, but we do hit another cliffhanger. I'm just picking up these chapters randomly, but they're all hitting a cliffhanger.
So we left off on our last episode of A Court of Wings and Ruin in a totally sassy, bitchy way. It was Tamlin had arrived at the table with the High Lords and was stirring the pot. It was excellent.
He had some comebacks. But
yeah.
then he went a bit too far.
I'm here for it. I was like, give me more. I wanted to be that person at the table that was like, shit, eat my popcorn. But so now we ended with Rhys basically going, shut up, Tamlin, and then matrixed his mouth shut, as I like to say.
He just didn't want to hear the cheek, and he was just like, shut up. And that was kind of a way of saying, like, I'm also really more powerful than all of you. So beware. Being nice. I don't have to be nice.
No. And so we start now at chapter 45. And obviously Tamlin's eyes are aglaze, very annoyed the fact that they're not allowed to vocalize their bitchy comments.
Yeah. And so, so this is where we start. And so everybody seems a bit surprised that he's silenced Tam Tam. And
Temtem.
yeah, and Tarquin, it says, oh yes, before we forgot as well, Tarquin found out that it was actually Varian that sounded the alarm and said to Amren, I need some help in the summer court because I'm being under attack.
That is true.
And so he's decided to rescind the blood rubies, but he'll have a problem with Amren because she's already taken a liking to one. She's not going to give it back.
Yeah, and then apparently Varian's like smirking, like, that's my Amren. I'm like, what going on there,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah, they've got something going on, but it's a bit weird. And I'm like, okay, right.
Yeah. So, but yeah, essentially Tarquin's like, we good. You're the only ones that came to help. Thank you so much. Respect. And
Yeah,
then we also obviously there's quite a lot of High Lords at the table that are
yeah.
talking, and Reese is just putting forth, war's coming. You're either
Get off your
for
ass.
or not. It's like Highburn or with us. Come on. What's happening here, peeps?
But
And
there's a bit where like I was kind of a bit like finally where like Tamlin's there and he's just like Baron kicks off. He's just like, why is he here? Like you can sort of believe him that he doesn't work for Highburn. But he says the other thing, perhaps my own son can clarify where is he? Like Tamlin.
Lucian,
Yeah, Lucian. Like where's Lucian? And also I've got a border with like Tamlin. Like why is no one like I don't believe him. Like what's going on? He's like, yes, those are the questions we want to know. Where's Lucian? Your spring crews,
where's
like
my other son?
your spring
Yeah.
corps second in command, and
Yep.
where the hell?
Also,
Why would
why
I believe
hasn't
you?
Tamlin asked this question more so? Like Tamlin should
Yeah.
be like, because Lucian
Mm.
betraying Tamlin. Ask the question here. Like,
Yeah,
no,
I spent the last 50
again,
years with you.
no, just zero question. Just come. They just came here to bitch. That is all they came here to do.
But
But
there is a good,
this Baron just is mainly the focus on this chapter, right?
yeah, but there is like a nice, well, like while Baron's speaking and stuff, there is a Harris does kick off because like Moore's saying like, yeah, hold it together, whatever, and he goes, you still dress like a slut.
I know, it was crazy. The retort was just hilarious to know. Good to know that after 500 years, you still dress like a slut. But then, like, Azrael
Oh yeah,
comes in there,
he
chokes
loses
him
his.
to death. Well, I mean, he's blasting blue light, and
Yeah,
Cassian's like, "Oh shit, fuck."
I don't know who won that bet, but yeah, everybody said they'd say there was going to be a fight there. We didn't know it was going to be Asriel. I thought it was going to be Cassian, but yeah.
But it's funny because Reese says enough, Azrael, and he doesn't stop. He just keeps going.
No, it has to be
And it's like,
fair.
then Baron's like, call off your dog. He's killing my son here. And then Azrael's
Defending.
like, he's like, come on, Azrael. It's Farah that taps him on the shoulder and says, come on. And then he stops. But he doesn't do it for,
And drags him back like a dog. Also, I was like, fair enough. Fair enough. That's
it's
weird.
call off your overgrown bat. That's what he calls him. And then even Farah's like, that's all right. Come sit next to me. And
Yeah,
then
go sit next to me.
Moore's like shaking because she's like, oh my God, I'm flipped out that Azrael
Yeah.
did that. And then Azrael's like, I'm not going to look. I'm just pissed.
Well, he's still guilty for backstabbing more than that other time at the night court. So yeah, I think that's why he went apeshit.
Yeah, because he was like, I didn't tell you about the deal with Eris and your dad, so it's about that.
Yeah. But anyway, like they go back and then what's his face? That like is it Helion or is it Helium?
Helion.
What's his but anyway, the Thesan has said that he's been working with someone in his court to develop a antidote to
That's right.
Fabane. Fabane. That's it. He's got an
Yeah.
antidote to it. And then everyone's like, yeah, right, you do. I'm not going to take this poison.
It's the classic thing. It's so this person comes out. They are called
Oh, I didn't even like recognize her name. I just was just like, what the hell is going on?
I can't remember. They come out
She's not important.
Sorry, Nuan is her name. She is
New,
one of my most
new one.
skilled craftspeople.
Oh yeah.
Nuan, Nuan. And you might know her as the person responsible for granting your errand son, Lucian's eye, because Amarantha obviously messed it up, and so she is able to craft something for him to see and use. And so she's gone, okay, if you get attacked by Fabane, if you take this, you'll be immune to it, essentially.
Yeah.
It's not going to take away your powers, because the biggest problem is as soon as it removes your powers, you're screwed in battle. And obviously everyone's like, how, what,
How is this
where?
contested? What's going on? Are you going to just poison us at the dog court?
And Farah and Reese basically like, yeah, we'll take it. We're here for it. Let's do it. And Baron is the only one that's going, I'm sus about this. Now, fair enough. It is a bit sus, but you don't have much options here.
No, you don't. Yeah. He's just like, yeah, no, I don't agree with this. I mean, even Tarquin's a bit like, okay, tell me a bit more. What about they possess gauntlets at the battle to smash through the shields? And she's like, yeah, no, you've got to have your wits about you to protect them. That doesn't work. But if it's ingested, then yeah, I've got an antidote for you. But it will smash through your shields.
Yes, yeah. The other thing that's quite interesting that gets flagged up is Cassian asks, like, how did you get those samples to Nuon?
Yeah.
And Nuon says, I heard the rumors and assumed Lucian. We now know Lucian's name is Van Sarah, would be residing there. What happened? And then she still didn't look at Tamlin, who's still silent and brooding. He doesn't say anything. I managed to contact him a few days ago, and I asked him to send samples. He did, and did not tell you.
The night
she
court
added quickly to Rhysand. So while he was at the night court, they've been talking somehow. Because he did not want to raise your hopes, not until I found a solution. And it's funny because Farah says into Reese's man, seems like Lucian can still play the fox. And you're like,
he still like fox. You're just like, okay, great.
I'm not gonna lie, some of gets on my tits.
Cringy.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it's the cringe. It's like, seems like Lucian can still play. Indeed.
Indeed, he is a sly fellow.
Okay.
But yeah, I think most people do say that they want to have the antidote apart from Baron. But Eris says he will take it. And Baron's like,
yeah, Eris is trying to... I think he's trying to take his dad's, but he's also there to get his dad on the side of, let's not all die in this war, please.
Yeah.
But his dad ain't having any of it. He's like... I don't like the person that's given the antidote as well, the Nuon lady, is, they call them Zion, I think it is, or Axian. It's Xian.
Sure.
And they're a type of people that lived on the continent. And he's like, oh, you know those people? I don't like them. And Thesean's like, excuse me, most of the people in this court are descendant from them. Anyway, she was born here. So there's obviously prejudice on that end of it. Anything that Baron can pick, he'll pick up and he'll go, they be trash, you're a liar, scum. And then it just blows out of proportion, the entire meeting, escalating to the point that Farah loses her shit.
Yeah, she's like, he just keeps on like, yeah, because Tamlin's at her as well, saying like, we'll all put our armies together. And he's like, at least you have armies to give. Hint, Farah, you destroyed mine. And you're like, like,
it's so funny because Farah is going, maybe I kind of messed up there because I don't really think ahead.
You did.
And you're like, yes, you did. I'm sorry, but Reese and Farah are just, I know they're trying to get everyone together to help, but you shit at plans. You shit.
You did not think it through, did you?
Yeah, because guess who came up with the antidote for Fabane? Not you. The Thesian High Lord had a contact craftsperson that was Nuon who did it. Otherwise, if it wasn't for Thesan, you'd be screwed. So...
yeah. So, I mean, yeah. Like, so, yeah, I think it kind of just, like, finishes where they're like, you're going to take the antidote, they're going to help the armies, they're going to, like, all the people that are evacuated from the Spring Court can go to the Summer Court, although I don't know much of it left, but at least...
No, I know. At least Tarquin Tarquin said, "Get your people out, Tamlin. They can stay with me." Because everybody else was sort of going,
Nah, I don't want
"They're
them.
not coming to my court."
Yeah.
And Tarquin was like, "It's fine. You can come to mine." And I'm like, I like Tarquin. Tarquin's cool.
Yeah. I mean, there's not much. It's just rubble he's got, like, but bless him. But yeah, at least doing that. But yeah, as you said, Beren just continues to like. He's taken Tamlin's place now. Is kicking off the shit. He's just like, yeah,
Oh,
I'm gonna push
yeah.
you.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that triggers it is he's questioning all their motives and he brings it all back to Amarantha. And
Yeah.
then the last straw is, Reese, you a prostitute for Amarantha, whole bag.
You're
And
a fool.
then Farah she can't see anything but red. And so
Oh, because he brings up the
he's,
Claire thing. He's just like, oh, you want to save the humans, but you didn't speak up when Claire was getting tortured, did you? And she's like,
which I thought was weird because I went, well, first of all, she was dead when she got there. Secondly, it's Reese's fault, not hers.
yeah, like, oh my
So,
God.
so it's a bit of a weird one, even though whatever. But yeah, she loses it, and she is essentially coating Baron in like this sort of force field, and there's like
Yeah.
fire, and
She's
then
not
water
supposed to
starts
show her
seeping
power as
in.
well, her fire powers to let him
No.
know for definite she's got it. And like, she does.
Oh, she does. She screws it. She just goes, psh. But she also scorches a bit of the not the high lady, but his wife,
The, the Autumn Court wife.
the Lady of Autumn. Yes, and she's like, "Ow!" But she just keeps going, and
She's
then
like, ah,
Rhysand's like, "You should probably stop now." Like,
yeah,
and she's like,
you.
"I am going to murder him. He will die, 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 die."
Yeah,
And she
she's like, I want
can't.
to kill him. And then he's like, yeah, but if you kill him, then Eris will take his place. Do you want that? But like, literally, the secret
Yeah.
is out. She's been keeping this secret for so long, and she just lets it out with a bit of anger.
I
And like,
don't get it.
also,
What's the
yeah,
point? Get Eris. Why isn't I don't understand. He's like, Eris will take his place. Good.
I don't know about Eris. I think I'm like, oh, well,
He's
he's a bit
not
of a
worse
sly
than
one too.
Baron. He's not worse than Baron.
Yeah, but he still is. I think he's on the same level as Barrett. I don't think he's better. I think they're just both the
Maybe.
same. But yeah, so
Maybe.
he's pissed off after she lets him go, and he's all soaking and a bit fiery. Who knows? She's injured. I think one of the brothers, one of the lady of the Orm Court, and then everyone's like kicking off because they're all like, "Oh, she got powers. Oh, I wondered where a bit of my power went. It's all gone to Freya, so she's got everyone's power." And like, everyone's like to Tamlin, "Did you know?" And he was like, "It was none of your business."
It was so funny, but she does actually stand up and say, "You guys saved me. You gave me your powers.
Yeah,
I didn't ask for them. You did that. But they're mine now.
yeah,
I'm not giving you them back. You gave them to me." And it's
yeah,
kind of like, fair play, and that's it. And she's like, "So I will do what I will with them because you gave them to me." End of discussion. And then it kind of stops after that. But Baron's pissed and he's about to leave until Nesta comes up and she
so
sort of says, "Listen,
this
I don't
meeting's not
care."
over.
Yeah, because she's like, "This meeting's over." And she's like, "It is not. Listen up, hoes.
Yeah,
Okay? What's happening is I don't care if you dislike each other. What you all need to do is you need to fight against Highburn. Evil people, you're gonna do it. Bad shit, under the wall, la 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 la." And he's like, "I'll consider it," and then goes. And you're
yeah,
like, oh, okay, so Nesta got through
a
to
little bit
him
of
in
it.
some manner.
Oh yeah, but there was a bit as well where like Callias, the Winter Court guy, was like, "Oh, have you mastered like the Winter Court's like powers?" And she's like, "All of it." And I was like, "No, you haven't. Like, you have not mastered that
No,
power.
just
We've seen
you
her
basically
displode. It
put
was
some of the ice down, and that was it.
that was it. Like, I haven't seen any like ice monsters or like I don't know,
That's what I
making it
mean. I
snow.
just think
She's not
she's just full of
Elsering it.
crap. I just think it's full of crap. Like, what are you talking about? Like, be modest.
Be honest, yes. So I think, yeah. So this meeting goes on, and they're just
The
kicking
meeting
off, and
goes
like,
on a little bit. It's just kicking off. Anyway, it moves past, and we're
Uh,
the Dawn Court continues to hammer in the plans, and they say we'll stay the night
'cause
because we
it's
still
that
need to
long.
discuss this because we're still talking about it. And then Rhysand's like, Farah, totally awesome about your like stunt at the meeting. It's like this is how powerful I am, bitches. And she's like, I shouldn't have probably done that, but I
Yeah.
love you. It's fine. Okay, great.
Oh god, yeah, like good meaning. Asriel hit somebody. They're just like, oh my god, yeah. So anyway, they've gone to the
It only got interesting when Helion enters the frickin' room. So
yeah,
basically, they're in. So it's Rhysand, Farah, Cassian, Azriel, and more are in one room, and they're all just chatting away.
yeah.
And then there's a knock on the door, and Helion, he's like, "Hey guys, what's happening?" He's like,
Completely
"Hey,
different.
that was so cool that you were like serious and crass and all this stuff." And he's like, "Just part of my act. You know how it is. I've not seen you guys for ages." And you're like, "What?"
Yeah,
And
what
he's
is
actually
this?
a really nice guy.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm not like a regular mom. I'm like a cool mom, but I just have to put that act on. Just, because I mean to be people think that I'm serious. But yeah, I'm
Yeah.
actually totes cool. Hanging out. Hey, let's hang out. And then yeah, he's just like gets the wine out and he's Moore's like, hey, and he's like hooking up, going, he's giving the act like Moore and Cassie and going, hey, threesome
He's like,
later?
"When is this gonna be like a three-way?" And you're like, "I'm sorry, what
When
the
did
hell?"
that come
And Cassian's, "Yeah, I'm not really into it, but whatever." And Moore's like,
from?
"I'm kind of into it. I'm kind of into it." Stroke
Yeah.
your ankle and shit. And I'm like, "Oh," and then, what's even insane is Farah, when she works it out that that's what Helion wants. She's like, "Oh, well, I mean, he's very handsome. Why don't they go for it?" And then Reese is like, "Why would you like a third person in the party?" And she's like, "You play and I'm like, "You all a bunch of freaking hoes. You
Yeah.
all a bunch of hoes. Just
Al-
orgy it and get it out your system for the
Also, where's
love of
Nesta?
God."
Where the friggin' hell's Nesta? Like she's
Nesta's not part of this orgy.
She's like, she literally left the meeting and was like, I don't deal with you people. You people are mental and awful. I'm going off to my own. Well done.
I don't blame her. I do not blame her in the sleep.
Yeah. But
So
while
they're
that's going on,
discussing, but there's a
the
huge
meeting.
discussion about Helion's,
Yeah, love life.
about his story that we learn.
Yeah. I know something about what was it? Yeah, what happened? Because she said, oh, like, what happened with the lady of the Autumn Court sisters and in the last war and they got tortured and
Yeah.
but the lady was saved by Helion.
Yeah, because they
But then we found out why she was saved by Helion.
well, Helion, yeah, exactly. And there was like some thing nipping at her, some kind of creature was trying to get her, and then he tore it to shreds with his bare hands. And then she's like, "But why? Why would you go through that effort? You could just kill it like this."
Yeah,
And he was like, "Oh, you find out that they actually had an affair and they were in love,
yeah,
but um her parents were doing the whole he Baron is the high lord, wealthy status, go with him even if you hate him." And she's Farah kind of goes, "Well, why didn't you try to do something or save her?" Because he mentions that she sometimes has bruises and stuff, that Baron's like
yeah.
domestically abusing her in the relationship. And he's like, "You have no." I just think Farah is a bit out of line here. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
tell it, I have never met you before, but can I please ask her, oh, right, so you had an affair with like the lady of the Autumn Court. You didn't like that way she was like treated, but you let her go back. And he's like, you don't know nothing about me. And I'm like, true, okay, you don't know the whole story, what's going on there. And she was married. And like, but after he saved her, he took her in and obviously maybe rekindled their affair again. And then Beren found out and she went back.
It's crazy. And then as Helion's telling the story, they're all just talking and whatnot. And Farah clicks, doesn't she? She looks at
Oh, yeah.
Helion and she's like, "Shit, Lucian."
Yeah, that because yeah, she spent all that time before the war, and Lucy wasn't born like before the war. And then he's the youngest son, and he's got some mannerisms of Helion. And I think he looks a lot different than his brothers. He must be, yeah, Lucian's
Yeah,
dad.
cause she was like, his nose, look at his nose. She's
Yeah.
like, his skin is slightly darker than his brothers. It makes sense why his brothers hated him so much because he was different. And I
Oh,
don't think she's like, Helion doesn't know. He has no clue. No
yeah.
clue.
And he said, "Why did you go after her?" And he was like, "Oh, we had an affair until Baron found out, and she chose to stay with him. She chose." And with protocols and rules, lady, you will find that most situations like the one you were in do not end well for those who interfere. So, like, he's just left it. And that's quite a lot saying for him. He didn't need to give her that. She just basically barged in. Like, you tell that to someone that you
Exactly.
know a little bit
I
about.
know. I know, but it was like, I think Farah, this is why my dislike for her is slightly growing in this
Oh,
franchise. I just think she thinks she's the shit right now, and I think she needs to take a back step and realize you ain't. Okay?
yeah.
You ain't, and you need to stop barging in and saying, "Why didn't you do this?" Maybe let them explain first instead of
Yeah.
like accosting them. Anyway, so
Also,
now
I
you
don't
kind of
think this is
realize,
realistic. Like, also, how come she's the only one that's clicked? She's like, "Oh my God, it's Lucia's father." And Ruthann goes, "Oh my God, you're so right." And Helion has no idea. No one has any idea. And Lucian doesn't have a clue. I was like, how? How have you become Miss Marple, Freya, in like 2 seconds? How? I just think it would be more obvious so people would know about it. They just go, "We have our assumptions, but we're not saying anything." So, like, but
yeah,
everybody's
like
like,
somebody the feelers are out. Like the whole like Prince Harry's probably not Charles's kid kind of feelers are out. That sort of situation.
yeah, people would have like a bit more of a, like an idea going,
Yeah.
okay, we might have an impression. But every time she says it, it's just like, oh my God, you're so right. Why have I never seen
It's
it
like, how
before?
is Reese? He's like, you could have said, "Do you know what? I
It's
didn't even
like,
think about it because I don't really care." That would be
yeah,
more
yeah,
believable.
yeah, that would be more believable. But even like more or like Lucia's brothers,
Yeah, but
Baron.
hold on. Hold on. This is like we're gonna get into this. So that's number one of this chapter section. Number one of dumb at oh my god moments. Okay? Because there's another one that's coming up, right? And I'm gonna talk about it, telling you. Anyway,
Yeah,
so in
so
this
they've
chapter, what happens towards the end? It's sort of Moore and Helion go and have sex, essentially. That's what I understand from that. And they're like, well, okay.
yeah, but before that, they for God's sakes, that Lester comes in, doesn't she? Storms in and says, "We need to
I
leave.
have a bad feeling.
I have a bad feeling. It feels wrong. Something feels wrong." Everyone's just like, "Oh, oh right, okay, cool." They take it serious at first, so I'm glad that they do.
Yeah.
And they go off and check, and they're like, "Oh, nothing's wrong." You're just like, "All right, okay."
But it's
We'll go back
interesting
to
that
bed.
they're like, but every time Farah's like, maybe she's just sick. And I'm like, are you joking, Farah? Have you
No,
learned nothing about making
this
assumptions like
lady
Elaine, who is
got
like
powers.
psychic?
Maybe Nesta has powers. She's seeing something. She's sensing something. But yeah, they're just anyway. They check armor and they check like the night core. Everything seems to be okay at the moment. But yeah, and then she just goes back to bed, and I was like, oh, is that it? Something
Yeah.
wrong? And
Also, what? And right, this aggravates the crap out of me. So she's saying we need to leave now. I'm not. This is wrong. She's like, Reese and the others would sense it. You're likely just picking up on all the power gathered here. Why? Cause you know everything, Farah. Because
yeah,
you know it all. You don't know shit.
yeah, because she's on the high from like discovering Lucian, and she's like, haha, I know everything.
And then she backtracks. Because Nesta's like, no, there's something wrong
Yeah,
here. And she's
believe
like,
me.
I'm not doubting you that you feel this way, but if none of the others are picking it up, I see how it is. So, because no one else is picking it up, she's a psycho hosebeast. Wait, didn't we establish that Nesta took something from the cauldron, so it's
Yeah,
probably more powerful than everybody in this room? But you can't take that, Farah, can you? Because you're like, look at me, I'm Mrs. Powerful that has all the High Lord's power. This is what I'm saying. This is like some. Farah can get stuffed right now. I'm sorry, there's going to be a lot of anger from
no,
me in this
there is.
episode. I
Nesta doesn't
apologize.
explain. Nesta didn't explain herself very well, though. She's just like, So they're like, okay, explain it to us. And she's like, it just feels like there's some dread, that there's a sense of that I forgot something and I can't remember what. And like, kind of a bit like, you're not explaining this right. So no one's doing this great.
Yeah,
But
but that's fine. She could say, we're going to check everything. You feel something, we'll definitely check it. But going down the condescending route of, well, no one else feels it, so you're just obviously weird. Shut up,
yeah, weird.
Farah. Stupid. Anyway, sorry, I digress. There would be a lot of that.
Yeah,
So,
so yeah, they just go, she's like, okay, and they find out Elaine is fine, Amron's fine, the night code's fine, and like, and then she's like, okay, I'll go to bed. And Callus and Vivian are like, hey, we'll just join for a drink too. And then she just sort of gets pushed to the side. They're like, bye, Lester, bye, bye, bye. We're going off drinks with Winter Court.
yeah. It's just like everyone's sort of sporadically going, all right, see you later, bye. Also, can I just say, they go to bed, right?
Oh, yeah.
And this ticked me off.
It did piss me off too.
I am going off on one again. I'm sorry. So, Rhysand and Farah Ireland, she goes, I'm sorry, but I can't have sex while Tamlin's under the same roof. Okay, firstly, why? Secondly, did we not establish that in the middle of an onslaught of dead people in the summer court,
Yeah, you still
a few chapters back, they had sex in the middle of dead people screaming to death. But oh, no, because Tamlin's under the same roof as me, I can't have sex. Shut your trap hole.
I was kind of a bit more like, thank God, I can't take another like, oh my God, let's have a thing about people are dying around us. I was
swear
like,
to God.
no, this is not the romantic chapter 55. This is like, what are you doing? People are dying.
And so they're like, he just held me, and that's how we were. And I'm like, as it should be sometimes. As it should be.
Just like calm it. Calm the beans. Good thing. So yeah, they wake up the next day and Helian's got out of Moore room. He had a bit of a nighttime fling with Moore.
And Moore's like having her breakfast a little bit, like trying to eat it, but she looks rough. And Cassian's like, dear God, you look like shit. Did Helian keep you up at night? And she throws her breakfast at him and he shields him and he's like, I'm like, yeah, that's right, Cassian. Dish it back, dish it back.
Dish it back. Yeah, basically that. But yeah, so she's had a great night. I don't know.
Like, Helian wanted you to join, and he's like, maybe next time.
Oh God. Nesta's not there. No, she's not. Thank God.
No, thank God, yeah. And anyway.
So yeah, they're back at the court again. So like they're all back in the little court discussion room, and
God, it's so annoying.
Tamlin's there looking at everyone, and Helian's just like, oh right, okay, if you can rally your forces quickly, you and Tarquin might be able to hold the front line. He's just like, I've got no army. Frey destroyed them, kicking air again. And like Nesta's just like, I've had it. Shut up.
It's like I get no, but the thing is, I don't feel bad that Farah did that to him. There's I can totally understand why she did it, and yeah, that's what happened. Sure, you could look at the long-term solution now, but it doesn't matter. There's still loads of reasons why he was told Dick. But Nesta, to her point, was like, she starts vomiting.
Yeah, because I thought she said lunge for him, and I thought, oh, she's going to go for him, going, shut up. And then, like you said, she just starts, the hand clutches to her chest, and she vomits in the reflection pool.
I thought that was so funny, the reflecting pool, and I just was like, you can just imagine the High Lord's like, oh, come on, that's the reflecting pool. We can't clean that.
There's literal fish in there too.
And then Callius is like, poison? And you're like, no, mate, no, it's fine. And then he's like, nothing. And Nesta's like, something's wrong, not with me, not me, but with the cauldron. And then, as predicted, shit goes down.
Yeah. Highburn has destroyed the wall, and all of a sudden there's this like mass. She feels it, and then all of a sudden there's like massive like kind of like wind just knocks everybody over,
It's
doesn't
like
it? Because
it's like a volcano went off, or like a earthquake. It's like a big giant earthquake goes off.
boom, everybody's like, oh, is that why she wanted to go? Oh, is that why she was feeling a bit like there's something wrong? Yeah, that's it.
And then
But
it
I
says
mean,
the wall is gone, shattered across Perithian and the continent. We were too late, too slow. Highburn just destroyed the wall. And I'm
I,
like, yeah,
you know,
because Talmud was bitching half the time.
yeah, he's still bitching about his army being gone. But you know what I was thinking? I was like, oh yeah, the wall's gone. But what about that pool? What about them fish in there? He said his like been a really good host, and you just emptied your guts.
I know. I have to say, when she said she vomited into the reflecting pool, I went, "Oh, come on, anywhere else." She had to do it in the reflecting pool, Nesta.
Yeah, like
I mean, I know the wall's down and stuff, but come
sorry about
on.
that. Doesn't even apologize. She don't even apologize.
No, no.
No, no.
She
So
don't
yeah,
clean it up. She don't clean it
everyone's like,
up.
all right, we're off then. We're gonna winnow away. I'll leave you with that friggin' mess, Thiessen. Bye.
Clean up on aisle U. Okay,
Yep.
bye.
See you next time. Bye. So everyone's just like, off they go.
So we get into chapter 49, and Farah like speaks to Nesta about her connection to the cauldron, allowing her to, but then she realizes that that's kind of why the King of Highburn didn't want Nesta to have those powers, because she was like a kind of alarm for any time
Yeah.
he used it. So in this case, now they know that. That's why she did it. But then they all return to their various courts, and then they go back to Valaris, and Elaine is like, you know,
What's going on? What's
there
happened?
she's like, give us the deets, what's happening? And she comes up with a plan, because they talk about if all the humans
Plan.
well, I think it's not. I don't think it's a bad plan, because what other options are there? They're like, there's
Yeah,
no
there is no
time
other
to
option.
evacuate. Humans can't evacuate quick enough before Highburn get there. But maybe if they go to her betrothed Grayson's place, who hates all fairies and is
Yeah,
like,
lives in a
listen
giant
up, I
fortress.
have. Yeah, they have like a protective fortress, and there's underground tunnels, because they were like, they'll just break down the wall, and they're like, there's underground tunnels. It might stall it for a bit. It's not going to save them,
Yeah.
but it might help. And let me talk to him. And they're like, I don't know if that's a good idea.
He don't like fairies.
Yeah. And she asks more to glamour her and as a human again, and go down to the Graysons' place and be like, hey, so can you
Goes to the
let a
water.
bunch of humans come in? Hopefully that's cool. And they make that, oh, shall we try that? Let's try that. And so, yeah, they go away and make a
Try
plan.
and like organize it, as well as like start to organize. Well, Cassian goes, doesn't he, to the up north, and he's like, you got to rally the army and bring them down to the border or whatever, and get the night hewn cities dark bringers all together. You do that. We're going to help the humans and get Elaine to this fortress to speak to Grayson, who hates fairies, and we're just going to show up there, hope for like he doesn't shoot ash arrows at us, and
Yeah,
hope for the
fingers
best.
crossed, man. Fingers crossed. Yeah.
I was just
Smart
like, what the
decision.
hell? Okay, fair enough. So yeah. Oh, and Amron's been looking after the book as well, isn't she? So she's
But
like, right,
she
okay, you
asks
gotta find
Amron to do
this
the
book.
whole. Yeah, she's getting annoyed about the book, but then because Farah made a deal with, we remember the creature at the bottom of the library, she talks to Amron, finds out its name is Bryaxis,
Reactus. Reactus,
and
yeah.
says, okay, I want you, and I'm not asking you, Amron, you're going to come down with me, you're going to talk to it, and we're going to make another bargain, and we'll say, hey, we're going to maybe help trap you into a form, and then you can walk freely. And he goes, nah, I don't want to do that. I like this place. It's my home. And they said, just give me a window. I just need some light, some daylight, some sunlight.
Because she's just like, yeah, I could give, yeah, let you be free and all this kind of stuff, and like, and she's like, I don't want to. This is my house. I just want a window. And she's like, literally, you just want a window. Yep. And she's like, oh, but I can like if you let me, I'll just eat everything I can. Like, she's like, only the highborn soldiers. Okay, yeah, until the war is
Yeah,
over.
they're like, okay,
Sure.
I will get you said window with lots of sunlight if you murder all the bunch of highborn soldiers. And they're like, till I'm full? Yes, till you're full. Okay, I'll
Yeah.
do that. And then that's how it ends, and that's that.
I did
And we
I did
move
feel a
past.
bit bad for it. Like, that's all it wanted was a window.
Just wanted a window. Wanted some. He said, I just want some sunlight.
I want to see the moon. I want to see the sun. I just want to see the sky. It's just a bit dark in here, and literally just wants chats and like to be like,
Conversation in sky. Best person ever.
it's like an old people's home, that library. So sad.
Hey, it sounds very. If we can get those two things, sounds like a
Yeah.
hoot. Sounds like a hoot. So we get into chapter 50, and the deal is basically made, but Moore and Farah. Hold on, they tend to make.
Oh yeah, no, they've kind of winnow off now to meet Reese and
More and Farah.
Elaine.
Yeah,
And she goes, "Oh yeah, hi Reese. Yeah, I made a deal with Briaxis." So it's like, what the hell? The creature in the library, and he's going to fight for us. They just want. And it's just like, what did you give them? And he goes, they just want to window. And he's like, oh, all right then, okay. So our army grows by one. Poor Cassian will never recover when he sees our newest recruit, which I actually did think was funny because he's not going to like
yeah.
that.
He's not gonna like that at all. But they go to the Illyrian war camp, don't they?
Yes, and he has to give a bit of a speech, doesn't he? Like, so this is it. Like, everyone has left Valaris
That's
now.
it.
Everybody's going, apart from Amryn, who's staying to protect and try and find a bloody verse in a book that we
I
know not
swear to
anything else.
God, yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so she's there. Everybody is now like, goodbye, Valaris. We don't know if we'll see you again. We're off to the Illyrian mountain, like thing
War
camp where
camp.
Cassian has got everyone together, and he's there. He's just like, right, Reese, you're off to make your Braveheart talk and get everybody to be like, yeah, fight for
And
me.
he's wearing his Gucci suit and whatever, and he's like, hey, I'm not in my war
Yeah,
stuff because you gotta respect me because I'm a high lord.
yeah, it's true. So he's off doing his like talk, but Devon, the captain, like he sees like the bear more, and then he sees Nesta, and he says, "What is that?
I love that. It was like,
Is
what
she
is
a
that?
witch? Is she a
And she's
witch?" He's
like,
like,
but I
oh my god.
like that her response was, yes.
Yes, keep her away from the females and children.
And then
Oh,
Cassian's like, no, she's a high fae, but she wishes she was a witch sometimes, I'm sure. And he's like, she's something else, get rid of her. And that's it. And then Farah's kind of curious if Devon can sense certain people's aura or
yeah,
something.
something that she's like, what is he seeing that I'm not seeing? Because you're like a dumbass, Freya. Just
Yeah.
let it be.
Yeah.
I feel like Freya's like sort of like a war. We need to get over this war. And she's not seeing anything else. She's just
No,
on like,
she's completely blinded. That's why she's making
oh,
deals. She's just going, I need this, I need that, we're doing this. And it's she's not she's just every time she's like, I wonder what that was. Ask questions,
yeah.
research. Swear
This
to God.
this chapter was quite quick. It was just like they're there, the Illyrian camp. They're getting everybody ready to move because now the wall's broken. They're going to get ready to
Yeah.
march. They don't talk very much about the High Lords, and there's not really a plan. There's just a plan to move some troops. And then after this, Cassian and Asriel are going to move. No, Cassian's going to move them down, and the rest of them are off onto the stupid journey at Grayson's fortress with Elaine because Elaine's decided, like, help and be a human.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I still think it's a bad idea, but hey.
Well, listen, I kind of was okay with it because I went, it's their only option at this point. So fair enough, give it a shot. But I do think it's a bit risky. So they end up getting to the gates of
Yeah.
Grayson's estate. Elaine is like a
It looks like a
human, but she's
prison.
not. Yeah, a prison. And she goes to the fortress and says, tell him his betrothed is here to see
I've
him.
come for him.
And So the men go off, but they're still pointing ash arrows at every single one of them. And one of the guards is like, "Okay, he's coming out to see you." And so they just stay in this kind of sort of
Yeah.
waiting area, so to speak. And then obviously Grayson comes out, and his dad, who's his dad? Nolan?
Yeah, his like dad is the Lord or something there. And he's just they're just like awful people. They just
Yep.
they had the guardhouse, they're there, they're looking at them, got their ash arrows at them, don't want to hear it, and they're just like, yeah, no, we're not going to do this. We don't want yeah, and like we don't want you here. We're gonna kill you. And she's just like, no, can you please let like the people kind of get refuge here, like, because they're gonna die in this war. And they're all a bit like, no.
Yeah, no, but you know what kind of annoyed me a little bit about this is we kind of went round in a circle. It went
Yeah,
from, okay, you can tell that he kind of, Grayson still loves Elaine. He can see her. There's a little bit of like, he's not going too close, but he's breathing heavily. His dad, Nolan, is like, everyone
no,
sucks,
we've
disgusting.
heard, yeah, we've heard that you've all turned into fairies. We don't want anything to do with
And
you.
he's like, look at you, Nesta, you've turned into a fairy. And then, but they've also asked him, haven't they? They said, can you let people come into your fortress? And he's like, we don't let any old riffraff into here.
Yeah, they'll take our
But
supplies and all this kind of stuff.
But before that happens, Lord Nolan is telling them, we know that Elaine, you might fool us with your magic, but that's complete bullcrap. We know that you're a
Yeah,
fairy. We
you're
know
not
that you
fair.
have a mate called Lucian, and
Yeah,
we know it's like God headlines news. Everyone knows. And we know that Nesta has also been in the cauldron. We know that the queens got involved with that, and they're all up in it. Who told you this? And then Jurian comes out like, I did. It's me, Jurian, the
yeah,
crazy guy, but I'm actually not crazy.
I'm not crazy. And it was just like, oh, okay. So that's why you went after Spring Court. You just decided to go off to the humans then. Okay. Like, what the hell? But yeah, yeah,
So
so he's
yeah, so then you find out about Jurian, and Jurian's not who he is, right?
everyone's got a mask in this friggin' book. Everyone's got a mask.
It's like the Court of Thorn and Roses. It was there, but now it's gone, but it's not. It's still there.
Yeah. And oh god. So yeah, it turns out that yeah, he was like the king resurrected him because he said that he had 500 years and he was mental in his head. And
Who
so, but
would
it
be?
turns out he wasn't. And so he just pretended to be, and he just wanted to help the humans. And he just played along because obviously he was stuck there with a whole load of people that were going to torture him again. So he just had to be on their side.
Yeah.
And yeah, and he was just like saying, yeah, that what do you think? Why didn't you look into my mind, Reese, and then figure it out? Because you said that's when I saw you when you came to Highburn, and I like were with the cauldron. I thought, open your arm, let my mind open, and you can see that this is just a
This is
game,
just a
so that you know
game.
I'm on the same side as you. And I was like, yeah, why did Reese not do that? If he knew about Jury and Saber, why did he not do that?
Yeah.
Like, and he was just like,
But then you kind of get it a little bit. I will give him that. That Reese was still having PTSD from Amarantha, and so he just knew that if he looked into Jurian's head, he'd see Amarantha, and he wasn't ready for it. But
yeah,
to another point, he says up to Moore, who they fought together, they were side by side, they did all of this.
yeah, with
How
best.
did you not? How did you just so easily go, oh, he's crazy? And I just went, well, I didn't know that history. And even Farah's going, holy crap, they seem really close. I had no idea. I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Did you just
what?
thought, oh, that's me. I've just turned now that I've just gone crazy and I've turned. And they were like, well, I was so trying to protect Miriam. And he's just like, oh, no, I'm like not in love with Miriam anymore. And I'm happy she went to Draken and stuff like that. So I wasn't
Yeah, and
after them. I
also
just,
I know him and I'm happy for them. I've had to
yeah,
put that out there so
I had
Hybern
to put on.
thinks, oh, I'm all crazy for Miriam.
He's like, where's Miriam?
Where's
I
Miriam?
yeah,
Bar!
I literally don't give a shit. Anyway, glad she's vanished. And then it ends like the chapter though with some actually good like tips where they're like, so why have you come here? And he's just like, well, I can move free. I wanted to move freely and warn the humans because Tamlin ran right back to Highburn after your meeting ended this morning. right to the camera in the spring court where Hybern now plans to launch land assault on Summer Court tomorrow. That is like, damn.
Do you know, I don't think that's true.
It is true. He ran back and told them.
No, but oh no, I don't think okay, I don't think, not giving any favoritism to Tamlin here, but I don't think it's that simple. You know, I don't think he's just like, I'm a dick. Let's go back to Hybern and screw shit up. I don't think that's what's going on here. I think
No,
there's
I
something
think
else
it's part of
happening.
that. Remember when he made that bargain to get Freya and it said it was his life? I think he doesn't have a choice.
He
Like
doesn't have a choice. Yeah,
he
yeah,
has to
yeah.
tell them or he dies and his powers go to I don't know who does because he doesn't have an heir. So I'm like, so it's yeah, it's I think he just went there. But then I was like, why did you even invite him to this meeting? Like Freya knew he made like a bond. And even recently, everybody was in the cauldron that said like he made a bargain. So don't tell him anything because he's going to go back and tell Hybern. He's got no choice.
Yeah, and it's just like, but what's hysterical is nobody has gone, I'm shocked. They all just go, okay. Like, nobody talks about it afterwards. They're just like, I see he went straight
Like,
there. And then it
yeah,
goes
it's
straight
just go.
into the next chapter after we've just been hit with that bombshell about Tamlin.
Yeah.
Jurian was not my enemy. Oh, we just brushing over that? We're just talking straight about
Oh
Jurian
yeah,
and
like yeah.
how he's not
Forget
the
about
bad
Tamlin
guy.
now. He's old news. Tamlin, bye Tamlin. Yeah, we've got to talk. And he's just like, yeah, we're talking about the queens now. They didn't kill the sixth queen, Vasa. She saw through me, and then yeah, they give her to this
It's a
Demetra.
death god, which we know must it's the brother of the bone
Yeah, I
carver.
think it's
It's gotta
definitely the
be.
brother of the Weaver and the Bone Carver. It's definitely him.
Yeah.
But like, it's funny because they're like, yeah, we know Vasa. Yeah, we know Elaine. She's a seer. She told us. Sure, it's like,
Also,
all right,
Lucian
screw that.
Lucian's out. I know Lucian's out there, but we're not telling you that
Yeah.
part. But still,
Okay. So yeah, they've just kind of left that there, and so yeah, Lucian's just gonna go try and find her. So you're good, Durian. Great. And like while this is all happening, like Grayson and his dad are there going, "What the hell is going on?"
I know. And then Elaine and Grayson are just staring at each other
Yeah.
as well.
She's
Nobody's making
like,
a move. And then it gets bad because, as expected, she's a fae now, so he don't
mhm.
like that. And he's just like, "What did you expect to do? Like lie to me?" And then she's like, "No, yes, I don't know." And I'm like, "What are you doing, Elaine? Just say I'm not lying to you. I still love you." But I knew if I appeared as a fae, which was not my choice, by the way, you would hate me.
Yeah.
So what did you expect me to do? And she just bumbles her way, and then he's like, you're bound to another high fae, like a
Like,
mate,
yeah, another
and then
person.
she goes,
You belong
his
to
name
them.
is Lucian. Why bring it up? Why are
Why
you
bring it up?
talking?
You're not
Why are you
making it
bringing it
better.
up? Could you imagine, like, I'm saying to, like, somebody, just having this conversation, like, I love you. Oh, yeah, so I'm apparently fated to this other person. His name is Lucian. Did I
But
ask?
no, I feel like Elaine is a bit like she's trying to grip at straws here, going, "Oh, I'm helping you. Please save these people. So when are we getting married?" And he's like, "No, no, we're not getting married. You're Faye. I hate them." And
She's
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 like,
really
"Yeah, but we're engaged." And they're like, "No, no, that's it. Like this is it's over. It means nothing." And
yeah,
like,
because she's like,
you,
I don't care. He's like, says, I don't care what his name is. And
yeah,
then she's like, you are his mate. Do you know what that means? And she's like, it
you
means
belong to
nothing.
him.
And I belong to no one, but my heart belongs to you. And then he's like, I don't want it. Um,
Yeah.
and then yeah, it's like it just goes
Yeah,
on
he's
and
just
they're
like,
having a bit
"No,
of a
this is it.
fight.
We don't want I don't want anything to do with you." And she's just that seems to be like the thing where she's like, "Oh my God, this is it. Like you're breaking up with me." And you're like, "What did you think would happen, Elaine? Like you
Yeah,
knew that like everybody else
it's
knew this was good."
it's almost like this delusional point where she was, or I think what it's probably trying to convey is this is the last point of her being human. This is it.
Mhm.
Her life is done. This one has died and a new one has begun. And that's
Yeah.
I get that in this weird way. But
Mhm.
it's he's like, take off the ring. Take it off. And she's like, no, because she can't let go. She can't
No,
let go. I don't think she's in. I think at this point, I don't think she's really truly in love with him. She's more upset that she now has to let go of her entire previous life. That's what she's upset
yeah,
about. And if she takes off the ring, it means that part of her life is over. And now she is
okay.
this new seer high fae.
Yeah, she hasn't got her home, she hasn't got like where her dad is. There are sort of, yeah, the culture and her kind of neighborhood. It's a different neighborhood now. So yeah, she's just a bit like she's not seeing facts. I think everybody else has seen like the truth, like this has happened, so this is gonna happen. And she's like, what? No, I'm gonna get married. And you're like, no. But anyway, after that, like they're just on the rampage and they're like, nope, we don't want Elaine. Take the friggin' ring off. We don't want to be part of you. And also, we've got enough. We don't need people. They're not taking our stuff. We don't want riffraff around here.
Yeah.
And yeah, Freya's just like, oh well, on Reese as well. Like your shields aren't going to work. They're going to come through here really fast. You're not going to have a chance. We need to help you.
Yeah, and
So
then
yeah,
Jurian kind of fights back as well with Nolan. He says, "Put my life on the line to save people like you. If you don't
Mhm.
let people in, I will tell where Highburn the first place to come to." And he's like, "Did you come here and you're supposed to help us?" And he's like, "So open your doors to everybody." And then that
Yeah,
kind of means it ends with him going, "Fine, we'll do that." And so Nolan agrees that he will help people take
yeah,
refuge at his place. And Jurian's like, right, great, my job's done. I'm gonna go back to Highburn and report like some crap. But before he does, he says, you know, when you killed Dagden and Branna, that's when I knew I could trust you, Farah. And she's like, I did it for the children of the blessed.
yeah. The children of the blessed. Yeah. Before something though, I kind of liked this bit from Nesta,
Oh
because
yeah,
after that, like, yeah, Jure's just like, you're taking the people, everyone there, and he just goes back. Like he said, fine, I'll take the people in. Then he goes back to Elaine and he's just like, take the friggin' thing off. That's like, and he's just like raging at, like, there's something, what does he say to her? He says, um, what's it? Um, you females will come to take your women. Are your own not fucking enough, fuckable enough? And then he's just like, I'm not marrying you. Our engagement is over. I will take whatever people occupy your land, but not you. Never you. And Mister just steps forward and smacks him over the head.
I love that. She just bitch slaps him and his head goes like right off the other side and he's
Yeah.
shocked and she's just stood there like, you were never good enough for my sister.
Yeah.
And I'm
Oh,
just like, I believe he was a dick
goodness.
before as well because she didn't like him. It just, Elaine is just a bit dumb when it comes to who's the right person or she's like a little
A
girl
little
that's in a little
fairy.
a fairy and a little bubble and she needs to be sugar coated with everything and it's finally time for her to just get a grip.
Yeah. So yeah, they've made a bargain. Elaine's not very happy. She's a bit like, what the hell has just happened? My engagement and everything's broken off, and they just
Yep.
widow away off to um is it the like near the summer court? But like Julian's giving them some intel because they're like, right,
Well,
he's giving them
they
some
say
battle advice
Moore's like at the war tent.
near the summer court.
Yeah, and they're getting ready to fight because they know they're coming.
But Jurian says, like, I'll give you some intel. Basically, it's mostly nobles on the west side. So, like, hit them really hard because they're just there thinking it's an easy battle. You'll get through it. And yeah, so he gives them loads of like tips to get through it. But yeah, Elaine is not great.
She is not. She's quite distraught about her Grayson's rejection,
She had
and
quietly
I'm just
cried.
like,
And in the hours afterwards, she did not take off her ring. She only lay on the cot in her tent, nestled among the furs and blankets, and stared at nothing.
I swear
Why?
to God, get the ring off so we can move on. I bet you it's blocking her as well.
Maybe it is. Yeah, that's her kind of thing. But yeah, it does say the the only final tether that was our father, wherever he was.
Oh my God, don't even. start with that. When that came up, I went, what the actual F? Why is nobody talking about their dad? Nobody.
Did you not
Nobody.
maybe think that your dad could be like an ambassador? If he was back home, did no one check that he was back home and say, like, like, this is what happened to us. Could you help us
No,
to
they
get
went
more
to
human?
Grayson's. They didn't think, hey, Dad, can you help us with this? Here's the tea. They just went, or even try. Yeah, maybe
No.
he could have said, no, you're not my daughters, but the point is try. And then he would have gone, okay, let me try and help on this side, as I never helped you before in my life. And he probably wants a
Yeah.
second chance at it. But no, we'll just go, wonder where he is. Anyway, so there's a war happening.
Yeah, yeah, keep going with the board. Yeah, that was it. It was such like a little thought, like, I wonder where my father is. Our less tethered to the human. Never mind, bye-bye.
This
And
is
she's
what
just like,
ticks me off. Anyway, I'm not gonna go down that road. I'm not gonna do
so
it. I'm
yeah,
not gonna do
they're
it.
just there. They go off to this battle, and yeah, like this is it. This is how it ends. It's just that
The
there's a war
next couple of
coming.
chapters is just battle, battle, battle.
Yeah.
Is so they have some tents. They are prepping for battle. The women keep to themselves in the tents, even more, which just freaks me out. But then they
She's there to protect like the sisters, which I don't think is necessary because Freya can
no.
protect them. She's got powers. She can protect
Why
herself.
isn't Farah in there?
No, Freya is there, so it's like Freya,
No, but she's not
Roar.
in the battlefield, is what I'm trying to say.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Just saying. Get your butt down there, girl.
Yeah, so
Anyway,
it is
so
just there, this battle. I don't know, I kind of just skimmed through this one. It was like there was a battle at Summer Court. They actually had intel. They knew what was going to happen. They
but they
pushed. They did a
said
really good job.
there was like there was a lot of soldiers, but they essentially after a long time won, and then Tarquin was drowning some of the Highburn soldiers, and
Oh
Cassian
yeah,
was being
so,
all boss bitch on it. He was like a Larian
oh,
god. He was like a warrior for this, and
killing
everyone
all
was
the
like, "Holy
generals.
shit, Cassian's like crazy insane because he's so good at fighting." And Nesta was kind of
Oh
probably
god.
turned on by it, but or something. And then he has like a wound that she identified, but people didn't know because at the end,
Oh yeah,
after they
he's like,
won that battle.
you're hurt. Yeah, that they basically like, yeah, they're like fighting, and then all of a sudden the battle's over and they've won, and yeah, she's like, you're hurt, and he's like, oh yeah, it's just a scratch of something like on his hand, isn't it? His hand is like,
Yeah, it's like
yeah,
a thing.
not
And then
open.
Reese is like, you know better than to walk around with a wound, and he's like, it's fine, it'll heal. And then she cleans it and wraps it, and then he rubs his thumb across her
Oh yeah,
palm,
yeah,
and then more comes in and is like, holy shit, you hurt, and then they break away as if
oh
nothing was
yeah,
happening.
and he says to her, thank you, and you're like, oh, forgot. It's okay. So there's a
There's
romance coming between
something.
Cassian and Nesta. Like there's something. Maybe he's gonna turn her not to be so brutal, but I doubt that.
Well, there's hints about them being mated, but not sure.
Yeah, but
So we'll
I
see.
mean, she's kind of just blunt with him, but he seems to like
Yeah.
it. But
Yeah,
yeah, so
he's kind of chill about it, but he also goes, "Ah, it's fine, more. Don't worry, my wound will
but
heal. It's don't worry about it." And
it's
then we get to Farah
no,
and
no,
Reese.
no, 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 no. Like I was like, don't
Yeah,
do this again. Don't do this. There's a battle. Like people are dead. You've got more
that's what
battles.
turns them on. They into dead people turning them on. They are messed up.
Stop it. Stop it. There's people dying. There's like Nesta and more are like putting bandages on people outside. Like poor Cassie's arms opened up. And they're like, oh, I can't sleep.
Yeah,
Let
because he's
me.
like, you should rest. He's like, Reese, you should rest because he's like, no, I can't. It's gonna have to take time. And then she's like,
Unless you're too tired.
and then he's like, if you're not too tired, and you're like, hold on. So let me get this straight. If you need to settle down after a battle, you need to full blown have sex. Yeah. And I was only thinking about you, Farah. It kept me focused. And she's like, I felt like I was there with you. And I'm like, bitch, why weren't you there? Anyway, so then they have sex. Great.
Yeah. And she's just like, "Yeah, I'll help you. I'm shattered, but yeah, we'll keep going." And I'm just like, "No, no, like your sister next door, this dead people next door. What are you doing? Like, you don't want to have sex in this big palace because Tamlin's next door, but you'll have sex when someone's dying and
No,
screaming
no,
next
because
door."
Tamlin's under. Do you know what? We just need to have Tamlin is like the cock blocker for Farah. We need Tamlin around.
We need him to be at the war camps because it's the only way she'll for God's sake. And I was just like,
God.
"Oh God, like, please don't put this like this isn't
Yeah.
sexy. This isn't
It's
sexy."
not. It's actually infuriating, I'm not gonna lie. But after that, the next day, they've had a rest. Asriel reports that Hybern is sending troops between Autumn and Summer Court towards the Winter Court. And then
Yeah, that
Varian
border.
goes, they should
What's the
use the
plan?
magic like an illusion. So the idea that they are still camped in the Summer Court while traveling towards the Winter Court, but they're concealing their movements so that they appear invisible to Hybern, and that's how we'll try and sneak attack on them.
Yeah.
Does not go well.
No, no, it's a trap. Right.
Uh-huh. 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 So they do the illusion anyway. It's Farah, Rhysand, and Cressida, who is Tarquin's sister, and they do the spell for the false
Yeah,
impression. But then they meet Hybern forces advancing on the Winter Court.
and they
And it's
get to
huge.
them.
It's massive. It's absolutely insane. They are
Yeah,
effed
they
in the
go there and, like, they've done their illusion, they winnow to the place and say, "Oh, look, they're about to go to sleep. We've picked the best time." But really, it's a trap.
yeah.
Like, they were expecting them, giving them that intel and saying, "Yep, we're not. We're actually really well rested,
So
and we're here to kill
they
you."
ha- they have a mole, or they are something's gonna miss anyway for sure. Who knows? Is it Jurian or something?
Yeah. So this is all
So
happening and more so they're all fighting in, like, this near this border thing with them. Elaine, Nesta,
mm,
Afera, and more are all at the top safe going, "Oh, crap. This looks like a bloodbath. This looks shit."
it's bad, and they're
Cassian
all just watching
Cassian
it,
gets trapped,
going.
doesn't he? Like, Cassian gets
Cassian moves to the middle, and he's surrounded by a bunch of people. He is
yeah,
like screwed. And Asriel is trying to form the line, and Moore's there.
gets,
And quite rightly so. Farah's like, why are we stood okay. Why are
yeah,
they both
yeah,
stood
more.
there watching? Now, fair enough,
Huge.
Farah's come up with a idea, a solution, which is insane to me. How is this not the first thing you thought of? But whatever. And so she's like, more, go, go. And she's like, oh, Reese will be mad. Reese might be dead. Bitch, go. Like,
Yeah, which
go.
is a good thing that she actually said was like, "Come on, go do it." And she does. She manages to break through and
Yeah, because
manages to
she
get to the
she
side
stops
of Cassian.
Asriel getting freaking sword in the back. So
Yeah.
she's lucky that she's there. And then she starts helping. I love it because she goes, Moore's gone, and then she goes, I need to leave. And Nesta's like, you're leaving?
I've got no training. There's also Elaine in there. We've got no training at all. If someone comes in and kills us, bloody kills us, and she's like, "Yeah, no, there's something I've got to do," but she doesn't tell them what she's going to do, or doesn't take them with her. Like, maybe take her with
No,
you.
but she goes to Elaine though. Elaine's about the only
Oh
person,
yeah, she just gets
because she
Elaine.
asks her to find the Suriel, and she said, "This
Yeah,
is what the Suriel looks like. Now go on the map and check it." And she's like, "I don't know how to do this." She's like, "Just do it." And so she does it. Eventually, points at the map and goes, "The Suriel is there." She's walking towards the Weaver's house, and you're like, "Great location that."
went for tea.
And
Maybe they were friends. Maybe they went for tea together, and they were
that's
like, "Oh yeah,
true. Yeah. So
they're
she
both
goes,
ancient
"Thanks."
things."
Yeah. She goes, thanks, Elaine. Cheers. I'm off skis. And she winnows to the area to try
Yeah,
and find the Suriel, because the whole point is that she's like, I want to find out where's Hybern's secret army so we can nip this in the butt ASAP. And then the Suriel's like, have you come to kill me again?
no, actually, I think he was just like, "Yeah, hi, I knew you were coming, so I just kind of couldn't be bothered." Was like, "Hey, hey, Frere," and like, actually, it's more like a friend. It's like, "Ooh, I saw these like massive big doe ears, like face, like dove eyes." I realized, oh, you were tracking me, so I just thought I'd just stop for a cup of tea, wait till you catch up, and then let's have a chat. And she's like, "Right."
But it's so funny because she draws the blade out, and it's like, have you come to kill me or to beg for my help once again, fair Archeron? And then then we end. This is what we end on. And we now need to read more to find out
Yeah.
what the Suriel, if she's going to have
What does
tea with
Suriel
a
know?
weaver.
Yeah, what does the Suriel know? What's going on? Like, what's
I don't
happening?
know
How are we gonna
if
get
this
there?
is the Suriel going to tell her, is the question.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I think it will, but like, they'll send it in code, so she'll be like, "Oh, if you want to win the battle, you must find the red rose that's on the top of the tallest mountain," or something like that. And you're like, "Fuck's sake."
Yeah, it'll be like, go see my friend the weaver and ask her. And she'll be like, no.
No, burn that bridge. Burn that bridge really bad.
Yeah, mess up her chimney and all that. Well, the one thing I will also say is, I forgot to mention, but when Jurian comes out and says, "Hey, I wasn't the bad guy. I'm not psycho. More, you should have known this." More goes later. I don't know. She was like, "How did you not question it?" She's like, "I don't know. I guess I just thought he'd gone insane." And that's like, okay, so that's number 2 of Uwu,
I just
because
assumed we were best friends, but now maybe he's just gone insane.
yeah, he's just crazy. I'm like, okay, first of all, Farah's like, "Hey, Nesta, nobody else sensed the unsettling feeling,
Yeah,
so
that
maybe
was
it's just
cruel.
it's just you." Number 1. Number 2, more. I just thought he was crazy, even though we were like, toy great.
Yeah, but even though, like, at the end, like, Freya knew that he was, like, actually okay. Like, when she was in Spring Court, yeah, she's like, "Oh, he's, like, a dick." But then at the end, like, she was just like, with the children of the blessed, she knew that he was
Yeah, he
okay, and
wasn't
she
a
knew.
total dick.
Yeah, and he knew all about Rhysand saving him and saying, like, "Yeah, that's just a front. I know Rhysand. He doesn't. That's just a front he puts on to distract from that he's a really nice guy." So I was like, "You knew this about Jurian, like that he was actually like, there's another
Okay,
mask."
I'm gonna ask you. So we've come to the end of the chapters we're reading
Alright.
on this episode. But what I do want to ask you, Linda, is your overall opinion of the chapters that we've read and discussed for this episode.
I didn't like them this bit. I was
Yeah,
kind of a bit
yeah,
like I felt like the bit with the High Lords. I was like, I've done that now. The drama and the cool bits happened in the last episode that we
correct.
did. And
Yes.
then it was all a bit like, yeah, maybe something happened here. Like it was also like it was a lot of like truth bombs like thrown in, but no one explained it. We're like, boom, the wall's broken. How did they break the wall? Like, was there a specific thing the Cauldron did? Why are they breaking the wall now? Boom! Lucian is Helian's son. Are we going to talk about that? No, no, we're not going to talk about that. Boom! Like, it was just like,
The things that bother me so much as well is Farah just not asking questions. Actually, loads of people
no one asks questions.
making assumptions. And the other thing is wasting time,
These
and
chapters are wasting time. I felt this is
wasting
like
time. You know, when they went, "The
waste
wall's
waste of time.
down, we were too late." No shit.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing that annoys me, and it's not just in this book, I think it was in the
The
no,
previous?
it is in this book. It's in the entirety of this book, because obviously of what happened at the end of the last book, is the dad. Why aren't we talking about Farah's dad? I don't get it. Like,
Well,
I understand if they said, "We looked for him and he disappeared," and then he's just in the background. But they haven't even said, "We went back to the house, he was gone. We needed to talk to dad." There's literally no discussion about it. And the other issue I have about it is she mentions him twice in this entire book as a passing,
yeah.
like, "I wonder what he's up to." But zero give a shit.
She's like,
Zero.
what's
It's a
going
bit
on?
like the beginning of the book, "How's Elaine? Who knows? Will
Oh
she
yeah, nobody
eat?
cared.
Big deal." What the F is going on? I'm
I
sorry, but
feel like,
what I'm going to
yeah,
say, I'm going to point it out. I'm going to name check as well. Sana, if you're listening to this, you said this is the better book. It's not so far. I'm sorry. But number 2 is definitely better than this one. And I know that I'm going to get hit in a minute with an assault rifle on the last two points of this podcast, because as we know and have been told,
The last 100
that
pages.
the last 100 pages are gonna just smack me in the face. I know it. But those chapters angered the crap out of me, and people keep having sex at inappropriate times.
Sex in the inappropriate keeps
At
happening, and I'm
least,
like, I don't want to hear
yeah,
this. But yeah, there seem to be a lot of obvious things, whereas like, well, Elena's a seer, she's got powers. Why would Nesta not have like powers to sense the cauldron or see the cauldron? Like, why would she not? Like, also, yeah, Jurian was forgotten about. Like, I just wonder where Jurian went after Spring Corp. Nobody really knew.
nobody
But
talked about Tamlin betraying them to Hybern. They just were like,
nobody
anyway,
talked about
so
that.
let's talk about this other thing.
Oh yeah, then they drop in the like, oh, Vasa, what's happening there? Lucian found the queen yet? Where's she? What's going on? Is he
Yeah,
dead?
how does he know about Nuan and the Fabane and getting the samples out? Can we talk about how that relationship started? And that he was
Yeah.
having a conversation. Is there some? Yeah, I get it. Lucian has some other things in the background, but it's sort of, and that's intriguing if we get to find that out.
Well,
But
the
like,
last thing as well is that
genuinely,
the High Lords, all of them, like, there's this battle happening, and the battle's being like fought with Summer Court and Night Court. Where are the other flipping courts? Where are they?
I
Where's
don't
everybody?
even
I
care.
don't also
Yeah.
like
Also, we
Nurse is not
had that
reliable. Everyone else.
we had that entire thing, and the only one that was saying, "Hey, so we need to get to the Winter Court. Let's do the whole pretend like we can't be seen." And they get there, and it's just Night Court, Summer Court. Let's fight the entire Harbor.
Where's Winter
Where's
Court?
where's the
He's
autumn?
gone.
Where's the spring? Well, okay, we know about the spring. Where's the dawn? Where's the day? Court.
Yeah.
Where?
Oh, winter. It's your land.
What's going on? What's going on? No
What is
idea.
going on? Where are they all? They don't care. They
No.
just don't care.
They're too busy having orgies. That's what's happening. Where
They're
King
too
of
busy with
Hybern's
orgies.
like, I'm got a level head and I'm just doing what I need to do. Done.
Yeah. Like,
That's why he's
Stan.
winning. He's winning because he's concentrating on what he wants to do. And they're all
Yeah.
too busy going, hey, I effed your girl. What you gonna do about it, huh? This
But
is why
yeah.
you have
So
failed.
I'm guessing the next. I'm hoping it really improves, because at the moment it is just a bit like great, yeah, and no one really
Yeah,
explains things. Nobody asks things,
I agree.
and
I'm
so
more frustrated, is what I would say so far.
and yeah, you just thought about speaking to the Suriel now.
How?
Literally, like, why don't you just have Suriel on speed dial? Because they save you every time. Every time they save you, say, "How do I get this
Girl,
poison out of his
give me,
body?" Yeah, like,
gotta call a
here.
Suriel. What? Yeah.
How am I gonna fight against it? Oh yeah, you need this. How am I gonna like make Reese better? Oh yeah, get the powers out by this way. How am I gonna like escape Tamlin? Oh, you can't. Stay with the High Lord. Tells her
Literally, she
everything.
has never been wrong. It makes no sense as well because, like, at the beginning, when they were talking about what does the Highburn want with the wall, ask the Suriel. Legit.
Yeah, that's
And they're
Suriel.
like, we're just gonna meet with the High Lords and stuff. And I'm,
Why doesn't she just say like, "Hey, Suriel, can you just like, we'll put you on the salary. What you want?" All at once. All these things that need are just really basic things. It just wants, what is it, a chicken
it
and
was,
a
and a
cloak.
cloak.
You just want two clothes and a chicken, and like that's all it wants. Because you
Do you
can get
know?
as many chickens and cloaks as you want.
Do you know the biggest flaw, right, about this whole book series is you have created a character called the Suriel who is ever knowing and can tell you anything, the truth. So that's too powerful, right? But you've also made that Suriel way too accessible because she just has to go, where is it? Trap it, done. And it
Yeah,
tells you. If you're gonna have a character like that, you need it to be, we haven't found the Suriel. It's impossible for me to find, or it's very difficult because of interference with magic here or there. You need something. But all she had to do was like, oh, she's there. Boom.
yeah,
And then when
over
she was
there.
like, I'm gonna go round because Reese in the previous book was dying. Suriel.
Yeah,
It's too
let's
easy.
just.
It's too easy.
But all these like ancient creatures, You just don't want very much. They just want a window, a chat, a cloak. They
A
don't want any.
mirror.
A mirror. Like, yeah, a bone. They don't want to
Stay
leave.
chill.
They just want to just a simple thing. And I'm just like, God, that's exactly what happens when you turn 35. You just don't want to go out. You just want a good book. You just want to stay home. You don't want to leave.
They're like, what can I offer you? I would like you to offer me a full paid house, paid rent, so I don't have to think about it, with my warm thing,
Leave.
and books. That is all I require.
I don't want to leave. I don't want. Do you want to go and like work in a multi-million job in like Barbados?
No.
No, I don't.
No. Just want to be in a cozy house and peaceful.
Yeah.
The nice
Good.
warm fire and a nice cool breeze. That'll be fine.
That's all they want. That's all they want. And I think that's who I would like. If I was one of these characters' books, I would be one of these guys.
I'm not gonna lie, and I didn't know if it was gonna happen, but it has happened. I don't like Farah. I don't like her.
Did you like her in the second one?
Yeah. I thought she was good in the second, because I thought, God, she's gone through all of that crap and she's building herself back up, and I'm very proud of her. Like, she's fighting through that PTSD, and then now she's built herself back up, and now this horrible things happened with her sister, but she's made friends and she's growing. And now I'm just like, you're just a bit of an ass now, because you're a high lady and you're kind of like, I call the shots, slay.
Yeah, I think after she got back from summer court, she changed.
Oh
She
yeah,
changed after summer court.
when she came
Like,
back,
she came up, blew
the
up
spring
summer
court.
So yeah, spring court. She blew up spring court, came back, and then that was it. And I was like, what's going on? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, she different. She definitely different. And
I
also
like her
she
spring court
talks
with Durian.
she talks down to her sisters. Now, I'm not saying Elaine's the smartest cookie in the bunch, and I'm not saying Nesta doesn't have a bitchy attitude and has been horrible to her. But she, as somebody that has now been around magic and the Fae world, maybe question shit.
Yeah.
But no.
Take her out. Maybe have a look. Don't just keep relying on the Suriel to fix your problems.
That's it. It's unhealthy to rely on a Suriel just to fix your dumbass problems, okay? You gotta seek help for yourself.
Yeah. But yeah, there we are. We see what if this. She can turn things around. She can turn things around in the next thing. I don't know. Let's see if she can turn things around. Maybe not.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode of A Court of Wings and Ruin.
What did you think?
Yes, tell us your thoughts. Please leave us comments below. Please do. Are you as frustrated as I am right now? But we will indeed be back next Tuesday talking more about A Court of Wings of Ruin. And we'll finally find out what the serial's going to tell, Farah about perhaps this Highburn army, or, tell her to get her shit together. I don't know.
Shit together. Stop relying on me. I am not your secretary.
So what chapters are we reading next week?
So we're going to start chapter 58 and we're going to read all the way to chapter 70.
Oh my God.
The penultimate section.
Yes. And then after that point, we'll have one more podcast episode to go. But yeah, chapters 58 to chapter 70. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for listening to all our insane comments.
Insanity.
Please share your thoughts as always, and tell all your friends about us, and please join us again next week where we'll be talking more on this book, trying to get through this Court of Thorn and Roses series, because we know that she's bringing out new books this year.
Yeah, let's just hope they turn things around with this battle. Who knows what's going to happen?
I have to say, I'm loving the comments online of what the sixth book is called. It's like A Court of, you need to seek therapy.
Everyone's got trauma. Everyone's got trauma.
There's some good ones out there. A Court of get your shit together.
Yeah, definitely. But
all right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us, and we will see you next Tuesday here on the Literary Labyrinth podcast. Bye.